still hearing an echo.
Me too. Jake, it's you.
Is it me? Okay.
Ah, Jake. Caught.
Am I still echoing?
It's all your fault.
Jackie!
It's all your fault. It's all your
Get
fault.
out of here. You gotta leave now.
Boo.
Goodbye.
Shame. Shame. Phil,
Mega fan.
number one fan.
We'll have to send Phil some merch.
Yeah, I was saying, we'll be doing a giveaway
go.
later for our top fans. Yep.
Phil's a top
So that he gets
fan
super
of
frustrated.
Homebrew Advantage and Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Top
I
one.
love, I love how much of a Billie Eilish fan he is. That's like
Honestly,
top
same.
1%, right?
Yeah.
Comment in the chat if your dad is also a mega Billy Eilish.
Let's get the chat going.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, so we get a nice little recap from last session.
Yes. So last session, after concluding some business in the city and Kami getting his new bracers, you all agreed to join the ranger, Timu, on a trip out of the city to track down a new quarry that could be brought back for the next round of fights at the Reaper's Playground. Tracking and capturing the large creature, which turned out to be a giant stone snake, ended up being easier than expected. With some clever spells and abilities, the creature was loaded and secured onto the cart that Timu brought along, and on the return trip, you all decided to camp for the night at a spot that Timu was familiar with. But during the night, you were attacked by a strange group that spoke Draconic. Able to speak their language, Zaire and May ended up finding out that this group seemed to be after Timu at the behest of somebody they called Ryan Fang, due to the theft of her kin. You're able to
That
fend off
Kami was definitely not wearing on his person.
you were able to fend off the attack, but while they retreated, the leader of the group managed to loose the giant stone snake that was secured to the cart, causing a distraction while he and whatever was left of his crew made an escape. After going a few rounds with the creature, you managed to subdue it and return it to its shackles, while Zaire was also able to capture one of the retreating attackers by beating him almost to death, but not quite. And I think you all took a short rest, or were about to take a short rest at the end of the fight. But
Yeah.
I think Timu had argued that it's best not to stay here for the rest of the night and to just make haste back to the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's where you all left off. You've got one prisoner that's in pretty rough shape, a stone snake that's also in pretty rough shape and now secured back to the cart, and Timu, who is also with your party at the moment.
Timu, I know you're a hunter and you face beasts all the time. How often have you become the hunted?
He kind of like wipes blood off the side of his mouth from where he took a hit. This one's pretty new. I usually don't make very many enemies of the human variety. Yeah, I've never seen them before in my life.
Well, it seems like they're a little mad of the you taking the dragon.
Yeah. What did they mean when they said she will return and turn Gel Lida into an icy ruin? What does that even mean?
I don't know, but it can't be good for Gel Lida.
No.
Well,
So you took. Go ahead, Kami.
no, go ahead, Maeve.
So you took the dragon from the Ice Fang Syndicate? No, I'm sorry, the Ryan Fang Syndicate?
No, we just found it further south of here. We came upon it when we were looking for some other stuff, and we figured that'd be a hell of a catch. So I wasn't aware of any sort of connection that it had, but clearly we were mistaken. Somebody found out.
This isn't like one of those stupid nature cults where there's people who get all up in arms about protecting the creatures and the nature, and it's those people are insufferable.
They're usually not so violent, those people. These guys seem kind of violent.
Yeah, who exactly is what is the Rhinefang Syndicate?
Hmm.
Who are they?
I've heard about them. They used to go by it was a similar name. It was like they used to go by Ice Fang Syndicate, I think.
Hmm.
And then years back they ended up kind of reforming under this new name, and it's kind of like the criminal the underground in Nevis. But I guess they also kind of had a they had operations in Nixfoot as well, and I guess they expanded over to Nevis.
And what would a criminal underground care so much about the fate of a dragon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about them, honestly.
Dragon leading a whole group of humans in a criminal underworld.
I mean, sounds likely. Especially, I mean, that kind of stuff happens.
Listen, my bet here, I've seen crazy people like this before. These people, they probably heard that the dragons were back, and they get all in a frenzy about it, and maybe the leader, whoever this person is, she probably feels a connection to them, considers them her kin, but she's just a delusional nut job, but that doesn't make her any less dangerous. The fact that she's targeting people don't like that.
Yeah, if the one that our messenger today is any indication, they're pretty powerful. It seems like, I guess, power attracts fanatics, but this is Timu. You've made some grave enemies.
Yeah, I feel like I may have dragged you all into it as well.
Which means you need some allies. Timu, you're just catching beasts out here. Who do you know in the city who could help you? This snake is not going to protect you.
No, that's not going to do it. I mean, I have some connections, fellow rangers that we talk sometimes, and there's always people that come through the Wanderer's Fortune that I usually have some contacts with. But no, I generally work with a small crew or by myself. So I may be sticking to the walls of Gel Lida for the immediate future.
Feel like
Or at least venture north instead of south. It seems if the group that we're talking about has a connection to Nevis, maybe they're making their way north,
I
which
also
is just
feel like
what this city needs.
Yeah.
While they're dealing with an uprising.
I'm sorry, you're dealing with a what? What's going on in the city?
What? Nothing. Nothing.
I meant the uprising, the cost of food. I mean, with the
In
shortage,
the food, also the
Make a deception
uprising.
check.
Oh god.
I was gonna give you disadvantage, but Mate's helping you, so I'll make it a straight
roll
roll.
roll for inflation.
Roll
Hey,
for
say it
What
over- hold on. Alright, what am I rolling?
deception.
Deception. Okay, and you say I get advantage because Jess is helping
No,
me.
it was gonna be disadvantage, but May's helping you, so make it a straight roll.
Okay, great. What's my deception? Okay. 10.
Oh,
He gives you kind of a strange look, but doesn't say anything else about it.
You know, what our friends mean is big friend over here eats a lot of food.
mm-hmm.
That I believe.
And
We've
there's
been
a
going
new
to
food.
buffets and, you know,
Yeah.
hosting yoga retreats where we're giving free samples afterwards of food. And, you know, we're going to all these stores and then I have to keep up and get more food with all this money that we've made along the way. So, you know, I think maybe we're running the city dry.
And listen, I would be willing to lead an uprising if it meant I could just get a good omelet every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's not
Anyway,
bringing Gel Lida with all the issues they have right now. Maybe north is the way to go. I don't know.
Maybe.
No, we're not validating these people's actions. They don't get to hunt people just because they don't like the fact that there's a natural order to things and things get hunted.
I feel
Well,
like
listen,
we have a solution to a lot of our questions, which is this unconscious man right here. What if we took him back to the arena, lock and chain him to some dungeons, we away with him a little bit and make sure that he knows, he can give us some information. That might shed some light onto what we're dealing with, what Timu's facing. We can regroup.
Either
Okay.
way, I think it's best we get out of these woods for now.
let's get back
Yes,
to the
please.
city.
Okay, Ziggy, if you want to fight,
Ziggy?
follow the.
I feel like
Ziggy,
we
we'll
can be
find you a good.
relocated elsewhere.
We'll find you a nice spot under the stars, but in the city.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Ziggy. I can teach you how to sleep in trees really nicely. There's a lot of big trees here.
Okay, let's head back.
On our way back, I can fly above the group to keep watch to make sure that there's going to be no more potential trouble surprising us.
Okay.
Probably smart.
Make a perception check for the return trip.
Okay.
With advantage from that height.
Oh, that was an 18. That would be a 22.
Pretty good. I will say, you're kind of from that height and with your, Aarakocra vision, you do notice for a little while there seem to be a couple in the distance, couple little some movement. They seem to be kind of tracking you guys a little bit, but eventually they're keeping a solid distance from you guys, just kind of following your path, and then eventually they retreat south again. You
Okay.
for a little while.
When we get close to the city, I'm going to turn to Timu and say, hey, listen, we don't know who could be working with them, and it might be better if you're not spotted going back into the city and where you can just, hide out for the next few days. So can I make you invisible again? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I don't want to be hiding in the city, but I guess for now, it's not the worst idea.
Okay. I'm going to cast invisibility.
Okay. And so yeah, I mean, eventually you guys head back to the city. It's getting to be like late night, early morning at this point. And where are you guys heading? Just right back to the pit?
Yeah, I think we just want to drop him off, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an unconscious man that's somewhere on our cart.
Yes.
That's right. We were gonna hold him in one of the holding cells or something at the playground.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm going to make it look like he's just sleeping. He's unconscious, but he's just resting his head. He looks like he's comfortable.
Put a blanket
After
over
he-
him.
Long day. He said a long
He
day.
said a long day. But I'm going to make it look like he's nice and comfortable, so we don't
Do we know how much
draw
longer?
suspicion.
Do we know how much longer we have until he wakes up?
If he stirs, I'll just punch him again.
Yeah, I
great.
imagine Jake's just kind of like keeping him unconscious for the most part. Like,
Perfect.
He just stays, yeah.
Eyes closed.
Doesn't move.
Yeah, so you guys are heading back into the gate, and you're carrying a giant stone snake on a cart, and so the guards kind of stop as you're approaching the gate. One of them kind of holds out his hand, says, "Halt! What is it you're bringing into the city?"
Coming to an arena near you this Friday. Giant stone snake. We were sent by the Virtus program to bring in peace.
Timu usually handles all that.
We are helping him out. He did us a favor, so we're returning the gesture.
Right. Well, straight to the playground with it.
Of course, you can come with us if you want.
He ends up kind of waving you guys through, but you do see they're kind of keeping an eye on where you're headed and making sure that you're heading in the direction of the playground at the very least.
Not like we could take it to the bar.
We'll beeline it.
You
You
can
could.
try. So Timu kind of still invisible at this point, but he was like, I wasn't sure if I should say anything, but let's just kind of drop this off. And so he leads you guys back to sort of the stables and things where they normally keep these beasts. And he ends up putting the cart into a very large kind of barn. It's just like an open barn inside. And then he says, did you guys want to take this guy off the cart or leave him in here with the snake?
No, we should put him in a different cell, if possible.
Yeah, and you would know, Zaire. They have some like cells or cages, really, that they usually keep animals in before these kind of things. So they have like metal collars that are kind of chained to the wall beneath the pit that you can probably throw them into if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah. So he closes up the barn as you guys kind of drag the captured guy with you. Did you want to bring him down beneath the pit?
Yep.
Okay. Easy enough. You probably find a cell or whatever. There's not really keys though, is the problem, because these normally hold animals, so they're not usually like locked. They usually just kind of put a pin in the collar, right? Keep them attached to the wall, keep the doors closed, and it's enough to keep animals in there. So there's not really locks down here. I don't know if you guys would have a way to lock it, or if you guys want to stand
Could
guard.
could I do something with my thieves' tools to lock it? I know I can get into locks, but can I?
You could open a lock. There's no like device that you could like create a lock out of.
Is anybody opposed to speaking to him right now?
No,
No?
I'll be honest. I'm not in the best mood. I might not be nice to him.
That's kind of the point.
Okay.
All right. Is he still unconscious, Eric?
Yeah.
Can I cast?
I cast a bucket of water on his face to wake him the fuck up.
Does he technically have 0 hit points?
Yes.
So I'll cast.
You've been managing it? Yes, he's definitely at 0 hit points.
Oh, I could use my
Spare
Punch again.
Druidcraft.
I'll cast Spare the Dying on him.
So Spare the Dying just keeps him from going into.
Got it. So then I'll cast Healing Word.
There you go.
And it's 1d4 plus 4. And if you want to roll, you can.
7 hit points.
Okay, so we can only hit him a little bit.
So you cast Healing Word, and he kind of like stirs awake for a minute. Is he bound, or is he just?
Let me grapple him.
With rope.
Okay.
You want to hold him?
Okay.
I want to hold him.
Okay.
Okay.
He kind of stirs and tries to like pulled like up towards his head, and his arms are just kind of like held down at his side. He kind of just takes a minute to like figure out what the hell's going on. Just kind of looks around.
Good morning. Get enough beauty sleep.
He just spits on the ground.
I take a hand and I take the spit and I wipe it on his cheek. Careful, need to stay hydrated.
And he just glares at you all.
You're pleasant.
I
Coughs up some blood. Who's Timu?
How about we take a step back? Why were you there?
For the half-elf.
So, Timu. You don't even know his name? You were just told to go after the half-elf?
He captured her kin. She
Which
wanted
master do you serve?
Rhyme Fang.
Where is Rhymefang?
I don't know where she is at any given point. Pray you never meet her.
Who's the kin you're talking about? Which?
Rhyme Fang is a great white dragon in the south.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Fine, Ziggy, fine.
Which kin was taken? Is it the giant thing we had back there? Or was this another capture that was made?
No, her child.
Delia. Delia.
Like shove him in his face, sort of, as I'm like holding him. I'm gonna be like, "Is this what you're referring to?"
He kind of just snarls at you and you're
Careful, careful! Don't scuff them up. They're brand new. I really like them.
awfully proud of killing a child. What a warrior.
I tried to save it. I tried.
You'll be on her list next too.
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from? Like, where are you based?
Nevis.
What is a white dragon child doing so far up north anyway? Shouldn't it be with its king?
They hunt. They explore.
They destroy and they wreak havoc.
What destruction did this creature wreak on you?
If we were to let it grow to the scale of your precious Ranfang, it would have wrought devastating destruction. Open a history book.
Well, now you've brought destruction upon Gel Lida.
It seems like you already had it in your sights regardless.
So the white dragon's coming to Galita? Rhinefang?
She's awfully angry at it, I'll tell you that much.
They would be a fool to wage a war that her kin lost a long time ago with much stronger forces than she has now.
You speak as if you know something about these beasts.
What do you know about these beasts?
I can say those who survived facing her during her initial takeover describe a beast of immense proportions. Teeth like long swords, only twice as deadly. Wings that can cover a whole city, cause blizzards in their wake. Claws that rend flesh from bone like it was bark from a tree. And she's capable of creating gales so cold that they froze horses mid-charge. Kind of just looks across you all as he's kind of describing this.
Tommy just starts laughing. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You are a
May
bunch
look
of fanatics, aren't you?
You can laugh all
You've
you
seen
want.
it yourself.
Not like that.
It sounds to me, friend, like you've been bamboozled by people higher above you who are in search of power and control.
The power that they get is from Rhinefang. We've not seen her as I may have just described. She comes in a different form when she deals with those of us in the city.
like a person? She's a human?
Appears as such from time to time.
If she's so great and powerful, why does she feel the need to hide in a weaker skin?
Makes it easier to move about the city. But she's still plenty powerful and has dispatched with any who've tried to stand against her, challenged her. She asks for the riches that we secure. She asks for devotion from those who follow her, and she offers power. She offers security.
Security from what?
The rest of the continent, the rest of any who would challenge the Syndicate or Nevis.
Hmm. So,
Devotion from those
ah,
that follow.
Sounds
Ah.
liberating for you.
We have been quite successful and prosperous under Rhymefang's lead. And I share this with you openly because I think it's only fair. You know the danger you've brought upon yourself and the city.
yeah, this isn't good.
It seems the only one in danger at the moment, friend, is you.
Not worried about you. Do what you will. Even if you keep me here. When she comes and reduces the city to ruin,
You sound
I'll be
brainwashed.
there with you.
Mhm.
And it's
What?
tourism.
Say it again. Call me, say that again?
I was just going to say, it's presumptuous of you to assume you will still be alive by the time she gets to the city, if at all.
Alive or dead, it won't make much difference at that point.
Hmm. Ah,
I would agree.
what's
You've seen it before. You can't possibly know.
hmm. Okay, so what's her relationship with that other really big dragon, Circomnes or something? Who's in the north?
Circomnes is an idea. He is the god of the dragons. He infused himself into each of them when he set them forth into the lands around him. He no longer exists any more than the pantheon that you all follow exists in physical form here. There are avatars, certainly, and Rhymefang is one of them.
Is everyone from Nevis as easily swayed by fairy tales as you are?
You would not find it easily swayed if you'd seen the power and heard the stories of when she took over the city and took over the syndicate.
Mm.
Quite convincing.
Yes, I don't think we're going to get anything more than these delusional ramblings.
I would agree.
I have one last thing I would like to do. And with that, Zaire kind of approaches him, and I want to bring out my holy symbol, and I want to cast command on him, and I want him to cast repent, for him to repent against his belief towards the god of death, Mortar.
That's
So your command to him is repent.
Yeah, or like I don't know if Zaire kind of wants to do like a as a kind of like as a follower of the way of the long death and the true, guardians of the power that you so think that Rhymefang has. Repent and find your true purpose. I want to take away his faith before essentially killing him.
All right, let's see.
Oh my god.
Maeve's standing there
God.
staring at you with like the brightest green eyes. She does not know what to do with Zaire right now.
It's giving Spanish Inquisition.
Probably.
So scary.
Um,
I mean, it's a wisdom save. I don't know if you'd let me do it or not.
yeah, hang on, I'm just trying to.
So the reason I said repent, Eric, as a background is because I was looking at different ways to use command last session, and someone said that as a paladin, a lot of times they try to do repent as like with the god that they serve. So that was the inspiration behind using it that way.
Yeah, I'm tracking. So it lasts for 1 round, so he'd repent
Yep.
for a few seconds, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. So you kind of see it set in, and he's kind of like glaring at you all before his eyes kind of like soften, and he doesn't really say any words, but you just kind of like see this like deep set like process going through for a moment.
When Zaire sees that, he's gonna cast Toll the Bells.
Toll the Dead.
Or Toll the Dead, and I want him to hear the bells in the background as he like thinks that he is just repenting, like.
Psycho.
He fails the save on that.
All right, it's gonna be a lot of damage. You want me to roll?
Well, he's got 7 HP, so as long as it's more than 7.
Yeah, it's 3d8s.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, is it really?
Savage.
Yeah, he's dead.
So you watch as this kind of like look starts coming to his eye, and you see like tears kind of start to well up, and they kind of like turn from like this like sadness to almost like a steely anger as the spell kind of like moves through the like what you're putting him through essentially. And like as it kind of reaches an apex, you cast Toll the Dead. And there's a look of fear for a moment before he kind of like steals himself back again. And the tears kind of like fall as you hear the bell go, and he just kind of collapses to the ground, and there's just like nothing left.
Zaire's
Oh
gonna
my
put the holy
God.
symbol away, and then just turn, and it was just like, all right, shall we?
Zaire,
Well,
let us.
I can't say he deserved better, so
We didn't even get his name.
Mm. No. He would have killed you without asking for yours.
Fair.
Well, best we be going.
To be fair, they did say give him the half elf, and they would have let you guys go.
Can I go up to him and start rummaging through his
They didn't say that, girl.
pockets?
You can.
Wow.
You don't find any gold or coins or anything like that. You find a few like rations, like things that he would have been keeping on him to eat. So maybe like 2 different sets of rations on him. You find a bone dagger that was hidden, as well as a strange symbol that's carved from like a bluish gray stone that hangs around his neck. That looks to be some sort of it's like circular with like flares off the edges of it. Almost like if you take like a circle and like turn it, if it had like little spikes coming off the edge of it, you turn it and they all kind of like are moving in one direction. It kind of looks like that with like some symbols carved in the center of it. And that's around his neck.
I'm gonna yank it off of him, and turn to the group and hand it to Zaire and say, "A memento, perhaps." You know, I figured if we run into anyone and they need proof that we took care of this type of job,
Or
we better
if
hold on to
anyone
it.
must be a symbol of their syndicate, potentially. It'd be
I'd
useful.
say so.
Mhm.
But everything else I'm going to put in my pockets and keep for myself.
Okay.
Oh my god, what a ridiculous night.
What a day.
Oh, where did we even go? Where did we stay last time?
I believe it was the Seaside Inn.
Is that in?
Is that what we're closest to now?
It's not where you're closest to, but that's where you have a room still, I think.
Oh.
While we're walking out though, Maeve's gonna turn to Kami and be like, Kami, you gotta be a little bit more careful with the secrets.
Oh,
We gotta keep this a little bit more tight knit.
yeah, that was pretty bad.
I mean, we gotta keep our eyes on Timu. I mean, Timu's had a pretty rough day, pretty rough night. I don't think that he knows that we gave too much away, but let's keep our eyes on him while we're still in town.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Yes. Oof.
So I'll make your way back to the Seaside Inn, and it's now like early morning, really, at this point. But you also have your rooms there. It'd be another silver for the night for each of you.
Yep.
Are we anywhere near the archery place that I went to way back when? I can't remember what it was called. The
Door.
The Wanderer's Fortune?
Yes.
It's right like across from the pit if you wanted before you left, but there's
Yeah.
nothing there at the moment because it's like 3:00 in the morning.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that last time too. It was a little frustrating.
You have to like add 10 silver, subtract 1 gold, and then remove
Yeah.
the
That.
Yeah.
It's 2023. Figure it out.
Drama.
All right. Yeah, so you guys all settle in for a long rest.
Before in his room before he takes his long rest, that you're just gonna burn incense, and then with the book that he has, meditate to Vayet.
Okay. You all can take your benefits from a long rest. Take spells or anything that you need to. I will be right back.
I heard a
He
yes.
did say it's true. He acknowledged.
He did it.
I think that's a yes. I think that's it. I think we did it.
He just comes back. We're all level 15.
We did it, Joe.
We
not-
decided.
Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Let me pick my spells. What are we gonna do today? Let's
Michael
see.
drops to level 4.
Wow.
That'd be a crazy curse, though. You get D-level. Thanks for giving me the idea.
Don't
Imagine if
know.
that's a wild magic roll, and then one of them is you decrease a level. Michael.
Oh, God.
So he just disappears.
Ziggy's gone.
You're now level
Gone
negative
from the
1.
game.
Good luck.
Oh my God. Is anyone else still so groggy?
Are we downstairs now?
Oh, I guess.
We can be. That's fine. Or am I in your
Guys,
room?
to the empty
forward.
room as he wakes up.
The next morning comes and it's just barely morning by the time you guys wake up.
Mm.
Well, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I want to go to the library.
To the academy? Tommy,
Yes,
or to the library?
Uh, maybe you can actually help me. Maybe I have some questions about dragons.
Mm.
Back to the academy then. Or no, let's go back to the academy.
I would be interested in also finding out a little more about whom we might have really just pissed off.
Probably smart.
But I might
Does
know a
anyone-
little bit about dragons too, Kami, if you want to ask a few questions on the way to the academy.
No,
Does
of
anyone
course.
have some sort of hunch on where the secret room might be that so many have talked about?
There's
Tell me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Doesn't hurt to try.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea. Perfect.
I have no idea what you're talking about for any of this, but it sounds fun. So,
Maybe a bit of a change of pace in the last few days.
that is true.
Okay, so you guys are headed to the academy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Ziggy, what about your friend, the professor? Do you think that she could help? Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Okay. You wouldn't want to know. You wouldn't want to know.
Not a true seeker of knowledge, then. No, her, not you.
Hmm.
Death stuff. That's a, that's an interesting way to put it.
Okay, so who wants to do what once we get to the academy? What's everybody doing?
I would like to hang out and search for dragons.
I
Okay,
want to look up. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to look up information on Blade Song.
She's still digging.
Still digging.
You cast locate object, targeting the contraption that Professor Mons had. You do not get any sense of its location. Okay. Make
And Ziggy, I went with you because I think you're the best shot at getting into the restricted part in the library. Restricted section of the academy.
go ahead and make an investigation check. Investigation?
Can I support?
Sure. I'll give him advantage on it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you're gonna be the primary on this one. No, it's gonna be investigation.
Mm. Is it a 1? -2?
Funny?
It's
Funny!
Sunny! Yes!
Oh, what's the total?
Are those
Okay.
Michael? Are those consolation die? So
They're
perfect.
so cool.
All right, we'll come back to that. Who is going? Some people are looking at stuff about dragons. That's Zaire and Kami. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking less about necessarily dragons and more into history. Basically, Kami, he knows what he's been told, and now he's got this little bit of a curiosity to try and validate some of those things and see if there's any records.
So Zaire also was kind of looking at the same thing, since the wake of the battle with Circumnes was very he doesn't remember that, but it was talked about among the people of the Arakakra when he still was amongst them growing up, and also was looking at the impacts of Circumnes coming back and the proliferation of potentially dragons across the continent.
Okay. So you guys are doing that research. What is it that you're like looking to like? What are the questions you're researching?
So, me primarily, I'm two things. One, I want to learn a little bit more about what was the general MO of the dragons of the past. So basically, Kami's been told that they were evil, destructive beings that his ancestors fought off for centuries in heroic deeds of, you know, saving their houses, their people, and others, in the plains. Um, so basically, just being like, wanting to look and be like, that's true, right? Like, they were horrible, right? Yeah. And then also to just see if he can glean a little bit more about what led to their demise. Because again, he's been told more or less that they're, what's the word? Not hubris, but like their selfishness, their greed, their desire to hoard and take eventually pushed the rest of the peoples of Sesordum to the point where they were finally able to resist and overthrow them. This could all be totally made up, or it could be spot on, and now Kami's a little curious.
Okay. And Jake, what questions are you looking for answers to?
Zaire wants to, hearing about the aftermath of Sarkomes and his kind of growing up, and wants to know what were the initial changes in the continent. How the person mentioned that Sarkomes is no longer an entity, but more like a part of all of the dragons that have gone forth, and is looking for more recent, probably historical records of dragon sightings and instances where there's been maybe more than just the Rhinefang Syndicate or Rhinefang, but how have they proliferated and have they attracted local legend or discussion?
Okay. So we'll start with Tommy. In your research, you find some of the stories that you are familiar with, that you've been told since you were a kid, about what dragons are, about how they existed back in the day, how they were these monsters that had to be fended off in the very earliest days of like recorded history, basically. In addition, though, you also find some other stories, theories. A lot of this is so old, so ancient that it's almost myth. It's not really like there's a hard fast, like this is definitely what happened. And some of the more recent publications that have come out speak about the presence of dragons here before the children of Criare came to the world. And the children of Criare herself, used the fervor as a way of essentially building a world for her children, right? Her children were born from the fervor, which was the natural energy sort of this world that she had found. And dragons, already having been here, were the first iteration of the fervor. They were almost like the fervor incarnate. They were the natural energy of the world. And so when sort of the humans and the other races of the world came in, it's been theorized that they essentially siphoned off this, the fervor from the dragons. And dragons kind of fought back in ways to try and preserve their land in a way. They they didn't really always try and go like to combat against the children of Criare and the Liberi and all that. But they kind of tried to fight for their spot in the world, and eventually it got to the point where, as they became sort of like the enemy, and the devotion to Criare and her children grew, then that gave power to the children of Criare, and it took it from the dragons in a way. And so they essentially faded out of existence as Criare and her children rose in prominence in these lands. And that's kind of like the newest theory that's been put out there, is like the history of the dragons, how now they're back because of everything that had happened. And so it was their sort of hubris in a way that they felt that they were this world, and so they didn't they couldn't be pushed out, and that kind of led to them misunderstanding their connection with the fervor, and eventually they were basically just pushed out and faded from existence. So that was kind of the latest theory that's been posited versus sort of the myths and legends that you'd heard growing up. As far as if they were like evil or not, again, there's a lot of theories about that. It's all about kind of perception. Some people said, yeah, they were evil because they were trying to, they were fighting Criare, and Criare is kind of like the pillar of goodness in the world. And there's other people that say like they were just kind of existing, and that doesn't make them necessarily evil. Zaire, in your research, you, in the sort of the initial days following the return of Sir Comnes, there wasn't a ton of changes that people kind of noticed. It seemed like Sir Comnes, he took to the mountain in the north, Parametus Mountain, along with an envoy who is known as Kava. And basically they began to create, as far as anybody could tell, a safe haven for Dragonborn or other dragon people who wanted to follow Sir Comnes and follow the dragons, and they kind of tried to spread the word of Sir Comnes. In the years much later down the road, they were sort of the first sightings, the first whispers of dragons. People said there's these new strange beasts that had emerged, and they were kind of these small, they almost looked like really large birds or rocks at one point, and then eventually there started to be sightings of much larger beasts, and there were tales of livestock going missing, right, all this kind of stuff, and it was all just kind of legends and stories. Nobody really they didn't really impede on the lands of what eventually became the Satarian League, which was kind of more to the south. It was just dragons were still a myth, and if they did exist, they kept way to the north and just kind of on the border of essentially human settlement. And more recently, those kind of stories have been growing more and more frequent, and all of that kind of culminated with obviously you guys fighting the young white dragon that you guys did fight, and that was you see almost you find some scribbled notes that are in a book that's still being written, essentially, of the fact that happened. Somebody had found a young white dragon. That's kind of the end of the notes, was just that you had heard rumors that they had found one, and that was the first confirmed, unconfirmed, but we found one for real. As far as the breaking up of Sir Comnes, there's really not any research that seems to suggest anything about what may have happened there. And what the guy said when you were there about how Sir Kami's kind of like broke up or whatever it was that he had said doesn't seem to be any kind of like no knowledge that exists yet of that and what may have happened there.
Okay.
Whirl, you find a lot of kind of the same stuff that you'd already found. It seems like you've kind of exhausted most of the open resources that exist here at the Academy of Bladesong. You find a little bit about like how, people could become blade singers in the sense of like this pseudo blade song that they've attempted to replicate. And so it's a lot of just like academic blade song related information, more of like if you wanted to join that kind of arcane segment of like wizardry, you could read these books, learn this stuff, like spell books, things like that. But nothing else as far as like it's the original blade song itself. All the references you find are almost mythological in a sense. Nothing is like nobody's ever actually like used it as far as you know. Nobody's ever like seen it here in the terrestrial plane. So if it does exist here, it's not been openly talked about or discovered, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. Back to Ziggy and May. You ask around for a while, talk to different people. You find somebody that says they found somebody, they know somebody that knows this or that. But eventually, you are led to sort of a rather innocuous hallway with a number of doors that some lead to open classrooms or whatever. And there's one that kind of just seems to be like a small closet or something. But they kind of just lead you there, and they kind of mention this was an area that people may have seen, people bring things in and out of, and it is a door there, but it seems to be securely locked. And then they kind of like lead you to it, but they just kind of just keep walking, like they don't really want to hang around with whatever you guys are gonna be doing.
Thank you.
At the moment, not really. There's like a cross hallway, and every now and then you see people walk by there, but like again, this is a pretty innocuous hallway. It's not very busy. There's not like a lot of doors and classrooms and things off of it. There's a bench down here at the end of the hallway. Like it's just kind of like a dead end kind of hallway. Nobody really goes down.
Mhm. If you need help, then I'll join you.
I'm right with you. I can see.
Well,
I'm right there.
Julie's with us. Julie's with us. Okay.
Yeah. Got you. That's my thing.
While they're talking, I'm gonna be a lookout. I'm gonna be a lookout to see if I see anyone coming as they're talking about how to get in.
Let's get the story. You might not need it.
Okay. Let's make sure I understand how that works. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the lock.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check using your thieves'
Come on,
tool.
come on, come on, come on, come on.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is better.
Correct.
27.
What is it?
27.
Oof.
Got that plus 11, baby.
So you make your way to the end of the hallway to keep watch. And as you kind of like get to the end of the hallway, you hear a very soft like click, and then you kind of look back and Delia, Jesus. You have two names, it's very good.
I know. We'll get there someday. We'll get there someday.
Delia and Ziggy are like they it seems like they've already gone through whatever door. Like she already unlocked it. They're already through.
Okay. I scurry. I dash.
And you guys, when you open the door, it's just like black. Like Wile E. Coyote painted a tunnel black. And as you kind of like reach through, you pass through that. And as you step through, you step into a small pocket dimension that they seem to be storing some of these items in. And as you step in, and there's as you pass through like the black kind of doorway, essentially, there's a little bit. There's like an arcane light that's shining inside, like a arcane flame that seems to be burning that kind of illuminates the space. There's a couple of them around the space here. And you see the sort of shattered remains of the contraption that you were looking for, as well as a number of other kind of like there's like books and what look like notes and things scattered around. What look like there were probably other pieces of Professor Mon's lab and his classroom.
Ziggy, are you safe here?
I got you. All right.
So it's very large. Like you wouldn't be able to like carry it out, and it's also in pieces. Okay. I'll say you can find a few more intact pieces. Most of it is just like not there. You think that probably during the explosion it was just gone. But there may be like a couple of larger pieces that they found that you could probably slide into your pack if that's what you wanted to do.
Smart. Okay.
Okay.
So we're trapped in a pocket dimension. We're fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, let's hurry.
Eric's face says it's not fine.
How long are you guys in there for?
Uh-oh. Well, Maeve, what are we looking for? What are you trying to get?
Books, information, anything about ancient artifacts. Do you like artifacts too? Let's go.
I love artifacts.
Let's get as much as we can. Starlight Death. Anything on the Unseelie Court. Yeah, anything about like ancient spells and stuff. Let's grab as much
Meanwhile,
information as we can.
I'm
Okay.
perusing.
I'm reading quickly. I'm like, yeah, pulling.
An investigation check. I'll do one from each of you.
Okay.
Ziggy, not you.
Ziggy, high five in the pocket dimension.
You can only do one because it's concentration.
Do I have to roll one too?
You roll one as well, yeah. You'll each roll one.
So I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I'm not finding anything today.
23.
Whirl, as you're looking through, you're kind of like keeping an eye on the two of them, and you're like not really looking for what May was talking about. You're kind of like looking for your own stuff. Like you don't really know what's going on. You're doing your own thing. May, as you start to look through this stuff, it becomes more apparent that this seems to be things that are exclusively connected to Professor Mons, his work, and the investigation that was going on for that. So none of the stuff that's in here is like related to like the Sealy Core or anything in the Feywild. Are you trying to read it now, or are you trying to steal it?
If it seems useful for what I'm looking for, which you know, then I would take it. I would steal it. But it doesn't seem like anything's that useful, so I'm probably going to leave most of it there. So, okay, so if anything that Ziggy's asked for as well, I would read. Yeah, and then Ziggy shoves it in his bag. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are looking through, and you find a few things. You actually see Ziggy's name written down at one point. And so like you stuff that into a pack. Yeah, a number of things that seem to be related to like the work that he was doing, things like that. Anything like stars or light, like radiant energy, like things like that. You kind of try and like stuff into your bag, and you get a few things, but like if you're trying to get out of here without being noticed, that you're having a pack full of books and things. It's not going to be a ton of stuff. I'll say after about 10 minutes or so, you guys are like starting to breathe kind of hard, and it feels like there's not a lot of air in here.
I think May would have had a sense of what a pocket dimension is.
Probably,
so
yeah.
I'll flag it for the group and be like, okay, time for us to go.
Okay.
And then I'm also at the same time, I mean, maybe, I don't know what that spell does, but invisibility as well. Oh, okay. Then I'm going to make all three of us invisible as well, and everything that we're carrying.
Okay. And so as you kind of like open up the door, and there's kind of like a blast of fresh air, and you guys were like a gasp of fresh air there for a second because you were running pretty low. And yeah, everybody give me a stealth roll for everybody with advantage.
What? Putz.
Natural 20.
Oh, that's actually the best I've rolled on stealth, 24.
So I'm at a 31.
I didn't.
Yeah, sorry, with advantage and a plus 10.
33.
So I have a 41 stealth. I just completely disappeared.
Okay. And with your plus 10, May?
Oh, 33.
33. Okay. Yeah, just silently and effortlessly, you guys kind of make your way out of the academy. Is that where you're going? I don't know where you're going.
Delia.
Okay. Are you guys heading out of the academy, or are you going somewhere in particular?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the rest of the group?
Let's go back to the inn. So we're holding on. I would assume that May, like, we're holding on to each other as we're walking.
Yes. We're on a field trip.
Yep.
Do we know where Kami and Zaire are?
You guys know where they went. Yeah.
We would have told you what we were looking for, so if you know where that might be found, you could probably scope us out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Ziggy, go ahead.
All right. All right.
A lesson in self restraint right here.
All right. So, yeah, Ziggy, you get the fuck out of there easily. Nobody knows that you're there. And May and Whirl, you guys are going to find Zaire and Kami?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kami, you and Zaire are both kind of like poring over books together, looking at stuff, and you kind of like whispering to each other. And you have less than zero idea that May and Whirl are like behind you.
I'm gonna sneak up to Kami really slowly and kind of like fly up in the air and just, can they hear us?
Nope.
Stuff?
Oh, if you talk, they can hear you, but they can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna whisper in his ear.
What do you whisper?
Boo.
Boo.
Very, very quietly.
Kami, you are focused. You are reading. You're even like looking at Zaire from time to time, and then you just hear boop.
And in the quiet library where there are scholarly people and academics poring over research, Tommy just goes,
Zaire, you don't hear the boo. You just hear Kami freak the fuck out.
I'm like ready to fight. Like turn around.
You hear a couple of like shh.
It's just us. It's just us. It's May. It's May. It's May. It's May.
Oh.
And Delia.
Sorry.
That was kind of funny, Delia. That was good. That was good. You really got it.
I'm so sorry.
well,
We found stuff.
well, you got stuff.
We found
Mhm.
stuff too.
I think we need to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, well, I've done
We should-
way
we
too
should-
much.
It's time.
Like, get the fuck out of here right now.
Like, let's go.
We just got allowed back in here, and you. Okay, fine, okay.
We can come back whenever. We found
They won't know it's us. They won't know it's us.
What do you mean?
Actually, they might. They might. It's okay. We should. Oh my god, I might not be able to. I might not get back in. I might not get back in.
What?
What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
May.
Pull yourself together. Let's go.
I'll just like casually stand up, which I'm sure everyone is still looking at us, and I'm just gonna like take my book. Thank you. And just
So after screaming out in the middle of the library,
Yep.
and then proceeding to talk to people who aren't there, they very quickly just take your book and back away from you, and like
Thank you for the information.
they just like they just continue to like you both just kind of like back away from each other and then just like dart out of the library. It's the most conspicuous thing you've ever seen in your life.
I think we, Kami. I think they didn't suspect a thing.
no, that was flawless. Well done. Well executed.
Yes, you impressed me back there.
Oh no. No. No.
All right. Are you guys all convening with Ziggy?
Yeah, let's make it back to
Mm-hmm.
Ziggy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Make
Oh no.
God, hang on.
The books explode into a million pieces.
Reject.
Rainbow.
Make a prayer to any god that this doesn't go as poorly as I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a straight intelligence check.
Amazing.
Just straight intel. Oh.
Oh, Ziggy.
You
Again, the
start
books
to read it,
explode.
and then you remember you got some of those mushrooms in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you're like, those will help. They do not. They do not help. So eventually you guys come back to the Seaside Inn, I think is where you brought the stuff, right?
Mhm.
Um, and he's just kind of like vibing. He's got all this stuff just like spread out across the floor, and he's just kind of like in the middle of it, just kind of like vibing with it. But he doesn't know what the fuck it says.
Oh, Ziggy.
Ziggy, what have you learned? It looks like, I mean, there's so many books. We have so much information to garner. Okay. Okay.
Whirl's
Well,
going to go up to him.
okay.
Whirl's going to go up to him super close and say, "Let me smell your breath." Oh, God. Mushrooms.
Oh.
There's no hope here. Can we
Okay,
see
give it to
those?
me. Give it to me. I take it. I sit down immediately. I start reading through it and relaying the information to Ziggy.
So, with this, there's a number of books that are about the various planes, theories about traversing the planes, theories about celestial like navigation, theories about just like starlight, moonlight, all that kind of stuff. Like, all these books that are about these topics. But most importantly, you find a number of notes that seem to be written by somebody. You're not sure who, but that are directly about sort of the investigation that's been going on. One of the notes just kind of says like contraption for focusing starlight question mark. Concentrate energy is written there. You see more like coherent writings. And one of them says stars not what we thought question mark. And he writes windows to potentially infinite planes. Starlight is the tether between planes. Tethers are responsible for holding each of the planes together, and they are immense reservoirs of energy. And then he writes ley lines of the universe. Also seems to be some notes scribbled about some planes are closer together, more easily traversed. And he writes Feywild underneath. It says terrestrial tether versus celestial tether. And there's basically some notes that basically go on, and it says that basically some planes are more easily traversed because they don't rely on the celestial tethers that we see essentially in the night sky. They rely on these terrestrial tethers that we have access to here on the ground. And so something like the Feywild can be easily traversed because it is like a mirror in some ways of the terrestrial plane, and therefore has a tether and a portal that we can access here. But there's also some writings that say star tethers or celestial tethers are planes that exist beyond that, and he says believe they are untouched and undiscovered. Then there's Ziggy's name is written down in a different handwriting,
Who's?
a different set of notes. It says Ziggy and celestial plane question mark. And
As we read that, we like look over at Ziggy as he's like tripping on mushrooms, just chilling there.
Here you go. Here you go. I give you a big old glass of water.
and there is a kind of like under your name and like that question mark thing. There's just, it says constellations question mark. Jesus Christ.
Genius.
Why don't we go into
Oh
the chat?
no.
It shouldn't even go into the chat.
Oh. Wow. Well, my dinner's here. I'll be right back.
Amazing. Amazing. Sorry, Eric.
No, it's fine. And that's mostly what you gather from like the notes and things that are there. It's a lot of like just like scribblings about like thoughts, theories, things like that.
Does Zaire recognize that it's Professor Mond's, if it's Professor Mond's handwriting?
It is not Professor Mond's handwriting. None of it is Professor Mond's handwriting. As far as there is some stuff in there about what he was doing, but May was looking specifically for references to like starlight and like the constellations and things. But she did manage to pick up a few things. And I mean, some of them are Professor Mond's notes. And it seems like he's talking about harnessing the energy of the tethers into life energy, like harnessing and converting it from the energy of the tethers into life energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like the gist of it. So he was essentially trying to capture, focus starlight and convert it into essentially like life energy to like give life to these dead things that you had brought him, or to prolong life, things like that. Clearly something went wrong. Also true.
Well,
There's probably some repressed memories.
Sure. As a result of your 0 intelligence roll. I mean, I think it will, in the sense that it's this kind of like new thought that you never like heard about before, and there's like something about it that's just like, yeah, like that feels right, like that seems like an answer to a question I didn't think to ask, type of thing.
What's there?
Your name is on the papers, Ziggy. There's got to be something. Did you know this professor?
There's certainly, though, without a doubt, more planes of existence than even, we're aware of. The Feywild elemental planes. Certainly not a leap to think that there's more undiscovered, and that could be where our jolly friend here could be from.
This is making my head hurt.
It is a lot for one day.
And it makes
No, Glipper, that's not, no.
And it makes sense that, from all the work that I helped Professor Mon do, that it might have taken something as powerful as harnessing into some of these tethers and this energy to do some of the research he was interested in. I mean,
Ziggy, show him what else you found.
You're back.
I mean, yeah, it works like a regular lens. It kind of like refracts and focuses the light in certain ways. It's cracked and broken, and so it kind of comes out weird sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it acts like a prism.
the prism is light. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Could be useful if we would maybe try to get it rebuilt, or at least figure out how he was able to redirect the energy. I'll keep it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ziggy, this is so cool. I mean, we're finding out more about you through this. I just what? I mean, I see your name on here multiple times. There's clearly something going on between what you can do with the starlight and what they're researching. I mean, Ziggy, maybe you could access other planes through your starlight.
Did they tell you why?
Ohana means family.
It's so sad.
Maybe you weren't cast out,
Maybe.
but sent out for a specific reason.
Exactly.
Well, let's think about it.
Oh, this was hidden.
Oh, yeah, we never really talked about it, but I believe it would have probably been somewhere around like the Firefall Mountains. The large volcanoes in the northwest.
Oh. Maeve, does that sound familiar?
Firefall Mountains? Why would it be
No?
familiar? Delia, why would it be familiar? Have you been there?
Well,
I so
No.
badly want to just cast detect thoughts. I so badly do, but I won't. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, I think we did some of the same research.
right? Was this not in your research?
Oh, about there being, is that where one of the portals is? Delia?
Maybe.
I don't know. It just sounds so familiar.
Firefall Mountains. I'll keep thinking about it to see. Oh, yep. That's exactly, that's where one of them is. Yep. Well, Ziggy, have you ever thought of if you're from the Fae? Do you know if you're maybe from the Feywild?
It seems to hear though that it might not be the Fae, but something similar to the Fae.
Hmm.
Zaire wants to. You said, Eric, there was a book about traversing the plains.
It's a lot of like theories and things, but
Okay.
yeah, it's all.
Do we want to take a quick pause while the stream is down?
Yeah.
Just for our records.
Yeah, I want to figure it out.
We are back right now.
We're back. We're
Literally
back.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Hey.
I didn't look at the chat. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
You're
No,
good.
you were having
We're back.
a big character moment.
You were
It's all
having a
good.
moment. Ziggy was having a big moment.
No problem at all.
Yeah. So
Also, just so right, while you guys were having that entire conversation, Tommy was like standing back, kind of just watching it all, just being like as you guys are talking back and forth, just like gonna take it in and not following anything anyone was saying.
Ziggy is still like starfished on the floor, staring up at the ceiling, and anything that he says, he's just like, it's just stream of consciousness staring up at the ceiling, like, whoa, like what? But like, what if this, you guys?
Ziggy, when you take these, do they last 4 to 6 hours? I mean, how long are you going to be like this?
Last longer than 4 hours, you got to call a doctor.
Okay, so like, I don't read so good, and so I thought if I ate like a little bit, it would like help. So it shouldn't be too long.
Darn it.
But also, like,
That's right.
I do this all the time, so like, I'm good.
Of course.
Ziggy, I would ask if you recognize this handwriting, but I don't. I know you don't recognize the words, so.
I don't read books.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Would I recognize if
I
it was
read-
the headmistress's handwriting because she wrote us our letter to the academy?
Make like an insight or a history check.
Right. Let's see. Definitely history.
While
Yeah,
she's
insight's
doing
weird in
that,
this one. I think it's more
when-
history, honestly.
as Zaire asks that, I'm like, I don't read books. I read people, man.
That's deep.
I know.
And I'm just like, who could it be? Who could it be? And literally, as I touched it, it moved. So I'm going to re-roll it. So just
That's
for full
fine.
transparency. Okay.
I trust you.
15.
15. The majority of the notes don't seem familiar. The bottom where Ziggy's name is mentioned does look like the headmistress's handwriting.
This is the headmistress's handwriting. Ziggy, she knows something.
Ziggy.
No, but she knows something about you. She knows what's happening here.
Well, and it's not good that we have these items because if she goes back for these,
Well, we
she
can
just
put it
allowed
back.
Ziggy
Like,
to go back.
We got what we need.
Oh,
We
man,
can
the
put
real.
it back. Right? We can put it back.
I mean, sooner than
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
Let's just go now. We'll do the same thing we did before.
In this
You
state
want
that
to
you're in?
return to the scene of a crime moments after you committed the crime. Let me counter you this. What is left for you all at the academy? Have you not raided their interdimensional safe space and stolen the things that mattered to you?
Yeah, but I
Have we not hounded the professors?
The professor is really nice. What is her name?
Professor Demink.
Professor Demink's really nice, and I want to see her again.
I don't know about you. I could go back in there every day, but you're right. Maybe going back in there right now is not the best idea because
Really, what you need is
So
an alibi. What were we have to go do something out in the city, make people notice so that if anybody comes asking
mhm.
where we were during all of this.
I mean, I should
Because-
be able to pretty easily sneak back in, replace these items, and get out.
I mean, we were not inconspicuous when we were leaving. You know, like, what if they already know it's us?
I mean,
I don't
if
think
I'm
we have
being
much of a choice.
honest, like we already asked about the stuff, so like if it's found to be missing, they're gonna think it's us. But like it's not a big deal.
I mean, listen, maybe this is the sign, or maybe we should cool off a little bit. We've just been involved in a lot of different big happenings in the city in the last week. Maybe we take the chance to get out for a little bit. I know we wanted to potentially explore one of the potential fate portals to the east. Maybe we let things settle a little bit, get out of the city, see what we find, and if we feel a need to come back, we come back.
I like
I agree.
that idea.
I think that I'm not going to find the information that I need here. But to Zahir's point, maybe Timu wouldn't mind being our alibi.
The one problem with that is that two guards were able, or two guards saw us come into the city. We said we were doing it on Timu's business. I'm sure they will remember the time and place, which would not
Mm.
give us an alibi for the time of the theft.
Unless
True.
you could say that we were down at the pits with him.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I'm siding with Kami here. I think getting out of this city could do us all some good.
Okay, well,
Are we leaving now? I sit up.
I don't know, Sparkles. How are you feeling to travel?
Oh, dude, walking is fantastic. I could use some air.
Mm-hmm.
What time of
Okay.
day is it?
Getting into the evening,
Or maybe
later
we
in the
sleep.
day.
Sleep one night, head out tomorrow. What do we think?
That sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too.
Book
Do
lady.
we know?
Sorry, you go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, book lady, could you write a note for me? Because I can't do that.
What would you like it to say?
I need to write a note to Professor Demink, letting her know
Mm-hmm.
that I'm out of the city. She knows to look for me here, so I'm just gonna leave a note with the bartender and be like, if Professor Demink comes looking for me, just give her this note.
Sure, I can do that. I'll write down what Ziggy tells me to say.
And I say, love Ziggy.
Big heart.
Yeah, with the
Stars.
heart over the I in Ziggy.
Yeah, lots of stars.
I'm probably
Okay.
I'm probably already in my room, so I'm just gonna like crawl into bed and pass out.
DM question for you guys, because I'm trying to remember, and I don't think I took good notes on this part. When it came to everything going on about the Lopidian government and the role that they may or may not have played in everything, did you tell that to anybody? Or you kept that to yourself and you said that this guy was just trying to like undermine the...
I don't think we
We
mentioned the
kept
city at all.
we kept all of that to ourselves. We didn't tell Dak. We didn't tell the captain.
Okay, I was just making sure.
anything about Hundito or anything like
Yeah,
that.
the only thing we said was that it appears he was hired to stabilize. I think is what
Mhm.
Kami
Yeah.
said.
We didn't
in my-
say who by who though.
Got it.
I think very
Okay.
specifically we did not say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything you guys want to do here in the city before the day's over? Anything you guys are looking for?
What time is it?
It's later getting into the evening now, so close to sunset.
I hum "Stars Are Blind" in my sleep.
Is there like a shop that sell? I mean, I'm sure there is. A shop that will sell very like magical items and other kind of various, not like weapons, but like any
Accoutrement,
shop from the city.
Like a
that you-
potion shop?
magical item.
Yeah, you're looking for like
Accoutrement.
like magic, like things like your incense and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what exactly are you looking to purchase?
Looking for like ritualistic like items. So whether it's like incense or special things to like ritually prepare any potential like books or like a place that would sell kind of like books, incense, like different like amulets or like different things that are used as a part of wider like spell preparations or like holy rituals, kind of more not like this is like a magic robe, but more like an eclectic kind of like shop.
I would say some of that you could get at Madame Gorgana's. Herbs, potions, and other remedies. Like she's got some of that kind of stuff. She's into that kind of, those kind of things. More of like the traditional, like ritual casting type things. Arcana adjacent would honestly have some of that stuff. They have some weird magical items that you guys have seen before, but like they also have like the regular like, parchment that wizards would maybe need, and
I
they have
know
like
when we were there, it was just
not the actually like enchanted items and things, but like they have the things that you would need if you're trying to enchant items and things like that. You know what I mean? So I said between those two places, like you could probably find most of what you need. If you're looking for like particular casting things, are you just going to look for certain things? Like you want to see what they have?
I want to see what's like go to Madame Morgana's.
Okay.
Before you leave, can I be like, hey, here's all of my money. I need a really big diamond. And I give you all my money. Well, almost all my money. 300 gold pieces.
Whoa.
I know.
What?
I need a really big diamond. I'm like hallucinating. But
Why?
I think if I have a really big diamond and someone dies, I could make them not dead.
Yeah, that's what you want to tell Zaire. Good
Okay.
move.
Okay.
We'll
No,
unpack that
right?
later.
I'll find one now.
We'll
It's interesting.
unpack that later.
Zaire, I'm gonna go with you. I need some potions as well.
Oh, okay. Come with Delia.
Buy
right,
all my
so-
gold.
I've got it. I added it to my inventory.
First stop, you're going to Madame Gorgana's.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's got a number of different like incense, things like that there. Strange like what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word at the moment because my mind's not working. But like almost like stuffed, like dead, like like a crow that's been like almost like taxidermied, right? Like kind of like weird things like that, like rabbit's feet, weird kind of like stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Can I get what other did they have any taxidermy rats?
Cat
To
tail?
remember.
They have
Or like
rat tails.
okay, yeah, I'll take a rat's tail.
Okay. Anything else you're buying while you're there?
I mean,
Bag of
just
rats.
to have. Are there any like books or anything, or no?
No, not a lot of books in the shop.
Okay, I'm gonna get a rat's tail, an incense that is different than mine that looks like the new top of the line incense.
Okay.
a good scent that Zaire likes.
Bergamot.
And huh?
Bergamot, maybe.
Yeah. Some incense or rat tail, and then a few other if there's like small beads or anything else that's like he can kind of like bless. Yeah.
Okay.
Like any like bracelets and stuff that are not magical or different things that his intention probably is to go back, bless them, kind of do some rituals, and then put them all on his wrists and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say everything that you're looking at probably runs you like a gold for all the various things. Like some of them are kind of like fancier. Like I said, the incense is probably like it's a very nice kind of incense, and she even has like a it's like a bronze incense burner kind of thing. Like just kind of like all together about a gold's worth of like pretty high quality as far as this shop goes, high quality stuff.
Okay.
And Will, you wanted to buy potions?
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
Something to make me stronger or larger.
Let me pull up the potions list.
Less of an itty bitty fairy.
Come on. Oh God, that's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Okay, you are looking for like what kind of potion?
Something to make me larger or more strong or faster. Really just anything to amplify myself so I'm able to keep up with the fact that I'm tiny.
Okay. I will say you do find a she does have a potion of growth. Which is like basically gives you the effect of the spell that you can cast, which is the enlarge reduce. It'll give you the enlarge effect, but there's no concentration. It lasts for basically you roll a d4 and it would last for that many hours. Wouldn't have to do a concentration spell or concentration for it or anything like that. You just drink it and it happens. She has 2 of those.
Okay. How much are those?
They go for about 75 gold apiece.
Hey.
Pretty pricey.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Delia can get some more money elsewhere. So she's gonna buy those.
Just you said one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. And then was there anything else? Did you need like healing potions or anything like that while you were there?
No, I think well, how much is a healing potion?
How much is a healing potion?
Yeah, the most general.
Regular one's 50 gold.
Nope. Can't afford it. But is it out in the open?
No, she does not keep them out in the open. They're in the glass cabinet behind her.
Good try, Delia. Good try.
Hey, you never know.
There's some like random baubles and things that are out in the open.
It's not gonna do me any good.
You're tempting her right now, Eric.
Any diamonds out in the open?
No diamonds for sure.
Is there anything that looks like a diamond or looks like something shiny that may Ziggy?
Nothing like what Ziggy's looking for, no, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah. But there is the ash braid, fine jewelry, and trinkets in the northeast, which I imagine is probably where you guys are going next.
Yeah, we'll have to go there.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys go there and if you're looking for about 300 gold worth of diamonds and or a diamond,
Yeah,
you can get there.
the specific request was a diamond, and so Zaire's just gonna be like, I have 300 gold. How big of a diamond can this get me?
He kind of looks at you weird for a second. He says, show me the money. He's like real weirded out that you come in here like with like 300 gold's a fucking shitload of money. So he's like, I don't believe you, basically. Like, you really want 300 gold worth of diamond?
Okay. And he's just kind of like gonna set each gold up, and then kind of like look back at him.
Very well. Wait here. We'll go get one for you. And he comes out, and it is a big old fancy diamond that's like well cut and all this other stuff. And he says, this one is 320 gold.
Oh,
This is the
Did I
one that's slightly
ask
less.
for 320 gold, or did I? Hold on. Let me.
well, just a second. He's buying it for me. I've always wanted a beautiful diamond, and we've been talking about our future and taking this to the next step. So 300 is all we have. Is there any way we could have it for 300?
You're super uncomfortable now. Just like not selling, like just
Make a persuasion check.
I'm so sorry to do this. I know he's uncomfortable. He doesn't like to talk about money. Dirty 20.
Okay. He kind of looks at you two for a second. Says, well, that's a very romantic story. I can always appreciate that. Okay. 300 gold. Congratulations to you two. It's all yours. Do you need us to turn it into a ring for you?
no.
No.
It's actually not. She has quite small hands, and it's gonna sit on a shelf. So, no. I just would like to. Can I have the diamond, please?
It's so uncomfortable.
He's like,
I do like rings though.
he's like,
do you have any rings?
the person trying to like do the calculus like in the air in front of them, and he's like trying to figure out what you were saying, and he's like, okay, and he hands you the diamond. Well, congratulations again to the two of you. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
Very
And I'm
excited.
gonna loop my tiny arm around his arm.
Start to walk him out.
Zaire's like a smile.
Zaire's looking like the guy who's wearing the game over shirt with like the two people getting married. All right. You got a slightly larger than 300 gold diamond for 300 gold.
All right. As soon as we get out there, Zaire's gonna turn to Delia and go, "Don't you ever do that again."
No promises.
I had him. I would have talked him down. It would have only been I was making a. You didn't need to insert
You're fine. You're fine.
Also, LOL at the actual married couple, like getting weirded out by their
So good.
Mm.
Hashtag wings of love.
Okay, let's just get back to the inn, please.
We love an enemies to lovers storyline.
Were there other things you were looking
Oh.
for while you were out, Zaire?
Zaire's ready to go home.
Okay.
I'm gonna break off from him and say I've got one more stop, but let Ziggy know what I did for him.
Because I'll remember in the morning for sure.
I want to go to the
Wanderer's Fortune and just see if there's anyone there that I could talk to.
Yeah, as you're there, you kind of walk in. Similar to before, there's a lot of just kind of a mix and mingle of people. Some of them are kind of sitting around having a drink or having a discussion over tables. There's not really a bar in there, but like, you know, there's tables where people can meet, and some of them seem to be playing games. Two of them look like they're playing Dragon's Chess of some kind. Others are playing dice. It's just kind of like, it seems like this is a bunch of people who are just like trying to take a minute, relax before moving on to wherever their next sort of thing is. What is it you're looking for exactly?
If my two friends, and I don't remember their names because I don't have those notes anymore, but the two friends that I spoke with last time, the Fae individuals.
Yes, they, you do not see them here. Seems like they have moved on to wherever it was they were going to.
Ah,
shoot, just missed them. Oh, maybe I'll find someone else.
Are you looking for somebody that might have information on something in particular?
yeah, I want to learn how people are learning blade song and some more just like non,
I'm seeing all this education.
educational stuff, but I want to know what the gossip is and what people are saying.
Regarding Bladesinger wizards? Okay. I would say, for that, you'd probably be looking for some sort of spellcaster who might have knowledge on that sort of thing. And you see somebody that's dressed in sort of more fine, kind of like not robes, but almost like a courtier, like very well dressed with like a shirt and like well tailored like suit almost in a way. And yeah, that's kind of like you're like, that person's probably like some sort of like spellcaster.
Okay. I'm going to approach them and just say, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm wondering if I could steal some of your time."
He kind of has an air of like an ego to him a little bit, but like isn't rude. He just kind of like carries himself in a way that seems he's like a little bit full of himself. Um, says, "Yes, my dear. What can I do for you?"
Well, I could see a spellcaster of some sorts from a mile away. You seem to know quite a bit just from first glance at you. I'm doing some research, trying to find out a little more about a certain spell.
Well, I am the sorcerer of Iskarin, and I would be happy to give you any information, a fellow wanderer such as I. What spells are you looking to? Are you looking to learn them? Are you looking to know a little bit more about them?
You know, I just have this
Feeling, I want to know if what I'm seeing is what I think it is. A certain spell that's being cast, and if so, I want to know how this is learned. If it's something that I can learn myself, and even past that,
if there's more I need to know. It's just this.
I'm rambling. The blade song.
Ah, yes, blade singers. Not a practice that I'm familiar with, or not one that I'm intimate with myself. I'm familiar with it. Typically, the wizarding community is more where that would fall. They've seemed to master that level of offensive magic. Not something I've gotten into myself. It is something that can be learned, from what I understand, if you apply yourself. Always seemed entirely too much work to me, but yes, it's something that can be learned. It is a offensive style of magic, and in a way defensive as well. You're hoping to learn some of it? How to cast it?
Well, perhaps, and just trying to figure out a little bit more about what it's being used for. I'm maybe the history behind it, and how some higher powers are utilizing it. Specifically, and she's going to whisper the Seelie and Unseelie courts.
Hmm. Well, the history, as I understand it, is it branched off of this mythological weapon spell. I think it was, in my opinion, I think it was one particularly gifted wizard who mastered this particular form of physical offensive magic. And he was just this whirling dervish on the battlefield and became so legendary that people claimed it was this weapon that was employed, and people eventually tried to imitate it, to emulate it. And I think that's where you get the sort of modern blade singer wizards today. Is it is a practice that is attempting to uh, tap into that magic that one wizard or whoever it may have been employed so long ago in whatever myth it stemmed from. Um, it's a way for wizards to cast around themselves and to employ the more physical aspect of combat to what would otherwise be a purely arcane form of fighting.
Hmm.
Truly wonderful to see if
Interesting.
you ever get the chance.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to learn it myself.
Being,
The small fairy me.
defend myself.
Have you taken to learning any of the arcane arts yet?
I haven't. I don't quite know where to start.
Well, the academy here, I believe, is a good place to start if you're interested in really applying yourself to the arcane endeavors. Again, entirely too bothersome for me, but I do hear that they have some wonderful classes, professors, very skilled with. The guild that they have here in town is supposed to be uh, quite skilled and all that, but they're rather selective about who they teach and who they interact with. So you'd best get started at the academy before they'd even speak to you, I think.
Got it. Where can I find that guild once I, obviously take some of those classes?
The guild is over by the academy. It is just south of the academy. Um, I'm sorry, no, it's east of the academy. Guild of the Magi, and they usually try and steal the best and the brightest from the academy to go and join their guild, and they sort of hold a monopoly over the arcane arts and here in the city. Bit egotistical, that lot, for me. I wouldn't bother trying to interact with them myself, but if knowledge is what you're looking for, they've got it in spades.
Well, this has been entirely helpful. Sorcerer Viscari?
Viscarin, yes.
Well, I greatly appreciate your guidance here, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Maybe once I start learning some of these spells, I can come back. We can exchange some ideas. I'm sure we're more powerful in pairs.
He kind of like gives a little bow and then he like takes your hand and gives it a kiss. And he says, I would be most delighted if we were to see each other again.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll be going now.
All right. Are you heading anywhere else? Or you're heading back to the
Back to the what's it called?
you go to the back
Okay.
to the Seaside Inn?
The
Yeah.
hotel, motel, holiday.
Holiday.
Upon arriving to the hotel or the inn, Zaire's gonna go into Ziggy's room and go, here's your diamond.
Oh man, cool. I'll be raving to you about this later. Get it? Because you look like a raven.
You know what, Ziggy? If I die, don't revive me because I don't want to.
I kind of just like spend until I like pass out for the night. I'll probably just like be playing with the diamond, like bending little bits of starlight through it, and like just seeing what patterns come out of it.
And then wait, Tommy, are you like in the same room where Ziggy is in right now?
Like, were you sleeping?
Well, I had given it to him,
We were
and then
all
you
in.
were
We were all in my room, and then
Yeah.
hanging out. Okay.
he was
So
he
I
was
guess I'll
making sure I
turn
didn't
to-
die.
Okay. So I guess I'll turn to Kami and Maeve as like Ziggy's like playing with the light, and I'll just kind of be like, if these notes are right, and he can actually raise one of us back with one of these diamonds, that would be quite an amazing thing. My order would, I don't even know, change the fabric of understanding about life and death, about the control of life and death. And to think all of that power. And I kind of like nudge back over as like Ziggy's just like playing in the light.
100%. My Starlight Starbright little toy.
His nightlight just turning.
Do you really think he could do it?
I'd be a fool to say that he couldn't. There's always a possibility. The professor was clearly onto something.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never met or heard of anything like him before. Well, if any of us could.
Well, it's good to know perhaps my second chance at life is in good hands.
I have hands.
Yes, you do. But I think that we should, Zaire, keep this to ourselves for now. I don't know when you're going to meet members of your, did you say guild?
It's an order, monastic order.
Order. So let's keep this to just us for now. What do you say?
Yes, I would not want to be too hasty.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything yet. I also haven't spoken to them in some time, so I think that can be arranged, yeah. We'll keep it between us. I cannot promise in the future, but I will for sure let you know if I change my mind.
For now.
Besides, it could all just be a children's light trick.
As he says that, I like, instead of doing it on the ceiling, I'm bending light and I like put it in his eye.
Oh my god.
Like angling his watch.
That's exactly the same thing, yeah.
All right. Are you guys all going to bed for the evening?
I think before we do, I'm going to look around. And is Delia back yet, or is it just the four of us?
I think it's just the four of you at the moment.
Okay. Not that it really matters, but we're like, okay, so we're going to leave the city tomorrow, but I just wanted to list out everything that's going on. We've got the city, and I'm going to make sure no one else is around us, right? It's just us in this room.
I think you're in Ziggy's room at the moment.
Okay. So I'm going to whisper, but I'm going to be like, okay, we have what's happening in the city that's going on with the Passant Guard. We have the city of Lepidium that's about to destabilize Galita, or is still trying to. We have this white dragon that could attack Galita at any moment. And then we have this weird stuff that's happening on Starlight at the Academy. They need Ziggy. We have so much happening here. Where are we going to go when we leave?
To find answers.
Well said.
I've always found that oftentimes going away from problems leads you to finding the answers to those problems, or at least solutions. And I think that's our friend Kami is just hinting at, if anything, going outside clears the air, clears our head, and gives us some distance from everything.
Yes, put it another way, Maeve. Look at it this way. A lot of the problems you've spoken of it seems that the source of those problems rests outside of Gel Lida.
Mm-hmm.
The longer we wait in the city, we just wait for those problems to eventually reach us. But perhaps we can, as I have said, maybe we can be a little bit more proactive and hopefully find something that clears up the air here, because this is all getting very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know if I trust the actual people who run Galita, but the Python Guard, as long as they don't start murdering people, seem pretty okay. We should probably tell them about a possible dragon attack.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
feel
don't
like
even that.
I
I
say
don't.
we tell them. I say it's better that they have the knowledge than if it happens. If it never happens, then I'm just some crazy dude, man. But if it does happen, they're gonna be happy that they prepared.
I think if anything, that will cause more harm than it will good, if it's even taken seriously, which it could be. Knowledge is power in these sorts of dynamics, Ziggy. And we already don't know exactly what this shift in balance in the city will do to the people or the ripples that will go out across Sordun. Gel Lida is a major focal point for not just the citizens of Gel Lida, but many of its neighbors. And we don't know what the Preserve Guard exactly plans to do. If we don't even trust Duck and the captain to tell them about Lupidium, we definitely shouldn't trust them to hold the knowledge and do the right thing about the potential dragon attack, which I still don't think will actually happen.
All right, you convinced me. I didn't care that much. It was more of just a pass on the knowledge. If not,
Your
all
heart
right.
is always in the right
I
place.
will. I will point at you again if it at some point we're somewhere north and someone rides in, they're like, "Oh my god, did you hear that Galita got attacked by a giant white dragon?" I'm gonna look you dead in the eyes and I'm gonna point at you and be like, "I told you, man. Just know."
Well, if you're so concerned, then maybe the people we tell are the city leaders and the captain of the city guard.
Why? Well, we
That's
trust the city guard dude, but we don't trust leaders, right? Is that how that works?
I have a feeling that the more people that we tell among leadership, the more questions they will have of us,
Exactly, and I want to go.
and they'll use it for excuses to lock down the city and further restrict the people that they already do. So
Exactly. Which is why I say we tell the underground people. That way, at least someone in the city has knowledge of the dragon attack, but they'll still let us frickin' live the city. If we
Timu
tell.
has knowledge of the dragon attack.
What?
Timu has
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah, but, he has, no influence to, protect against dragon attack. I'm just trying to save lives, man.
I don't know. I still don't trust this guard.
What's
I
the
trust
worst?
the captain of the city guard. The captain, right?
Yeah, it's Captain
He's
and
kept our
Dak.
word. Mm-hmm.
Captain and Dak. They're the dudes.
And we don't have to say that it's from us. We don't have to personalize this message. We can just, send them a heads up
Yeah,
that
also
this
literally
could
just be like,
happen.
we were just on a job and
Mm-hmm.
somebody pissed off a dragon and said the dragon might attack the city. Don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but just so you know, it might. And then just leave it at that. Be like, do with it what you will. We did our duty. Well, what's the word? They have this knowledge of a dragon attack that might what are you gonna do with that?
Or here's the other thing. If we're so worried about who exactly in Gel Lida to tell, maybe what we do is tell people whose entire responsibility is keeping up the peace and security of Sordum, and maybe we tell the Tovaro.
I mean, yeah, if they're gonna come down and help Galita, but are they?
I still vote, first of all, in addition to all of this, I still vote we tell no one because all it will do right now is provide more hysteria because we have no insight as to when this supposed dragon might attack, if this dragon even exists, what the size of the force might look like. All we do is incite hysteria.
Could we, maybe instead of telling them about the dragon attacking, could we just inform someone that there is a growing power
I think
in the south
the city leaders,
that they're not aware of?
the city leaders probably have a good beat on all these growing foreign powers or growing powers outside of the walls. But think of it this way: we weren't the ones that captured the dragon and brought it in. Yes, we did slay it, but it would have gotten slayed or been fought and had been captured if we were here or not here. Okay? It was not our decision. It's not on us to save every citizen in this city. If we try to, we will most certainly fail. It further meddles
Every citizen.
Hmm?
Maybe not every citizen, Zaire, but as Kami said, knowledge is power, and I think we should do something with this knowledge that we have to help the city.
So maybe that something is to learn more about the Rhinefang, investigate that.
See if it's a real threat.
Right now, it's the ramblings of a madman an inch to death.
Who was mad because not only did we kill a dragon, but we beat his friends and knocked him to an inch of his life. Of course he's gonna spew retaliatory shit like that.
Hmm.
Is Delia back yet?
Yeah, probably. At a certain point, make our way back.
What?
I just slowly entered the room that everyone's talking.
Okay, so we're not telling the city guards, even the captain.
Not all that
Okay.
we know until we better understand the magnitude of the threat.
Hmm. Okay.
I think if we tell anybody on our way out the door, we tell Timu. He saw us take a prisoner back. It was Timu's action to bring the dragon into the city. Timu is a trusted member of society here. It's not our burden to bear. And we can be proactive and try to proactively save the city if we need to. But I think it further meddles us and complicates things.
Let's tell Timu.
Leave the choice to him.
I'm okay with that.
Timu the email.
Timu email.
And
I have Liberty Mutual, thank you very much.
Okay. You guys decided kind of like what you're doing next day?
Mm-hmm.
When everybody leaves my room, unless there's anything else anybody else wants to do before.
I don't know, Delia, did you have anything else?
I mean, Zaire and I have big news. We're getting married.
What?
No.
What?
I'm
No.
just kidding.
No.
Ziggy, I don't know if he told you, but I got you your diamond at a discounted rate. I let him think that we were getting married, and he gave it to us for 300 gold.
Wow.
Usually they raise the price for that.
Thank you both, and my wedding gift to you will be maybe one day you won't die.
Pretty good gift.
It's a pretty good gift.
I'd say.
Pretty good.
I'm just kidding. So,
right.
time to go to bed.
Marriage. I'm gonna read my dad's spell book and see if I glean any additional information from it.
Okay.
Just learn new things.
As everybody kind of retires to their room, Whirl as you go to your room and you reach out to the doorknob, you feel like a slimy substance on the doorknob. And you kind of pull your hand back to look at it for a second. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
God.
What?
No,
They're coming after you. Who's coming after you? I have
They're
three questions.
I don't know. How many people in the city has she wronged?
A lot. Everyone.
Well,
Thousands.
and you proposed to her anyway. Look at you.
So you kind of feel it, and you kind of like realize what it is for a second, and before you can react, you are paralyzed and poisoned. And as you kind of like freeze up, you hear footsteps just kind of like coming down the hallway towards you. And kind of like out of the side of your eye, you can see somebody dressed in sort of like dark clothing, hood up over their head. And they pull out a dagger. And you can feel them on your arm, like cutting down your arm. And when they do, you take 17 points of slashing damage as you feel them kind of go down your other arm. And then before they leave, you feel one more in the side as they kind of dig the dagger into your side. And you take 11 more points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And you just kind of hear as whoever this is like sticks it into your side and it like comes up behind your head, and you hear them kind of just like whisper in your ear. It says, "The network doesn't forgive and it doesn't forget." And he pulls the dagger out of your side. And you hear the footsteps kind of like retreating as you kind of like bleed out a little bit there. After about a minute, you kind of are able to move again. And as you kind of look down, you see carved into your arms is your name, Whirl. And on the other arm, there's almost like a curved symbol, vaguely scythe-like, carved into your two arms. And you're just kind of like, finally break out of the paralysis, and you're just like pouring blood like onto the floor out of your side, like. And the person's gone.
How long have they been gone?
I mean, it took you a full minute to come to, so they were in and out pretty quickly.
Oh my god. And do I recognize the symbol?
It seems to be some sort of mark. Actually, no, wait, what's your subclass for?
What's it called?
Inquisitive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily know.
What did I do?
Unless you changed it. I thought you were Inquisitive Rogue, but I could be wrong.
I think you are Inquisitive Rogue.
Oh, you're right.
Well, no. Charlotte.
What is it?
Charlatan.
Charlotte. Yeah, that's your background.
Oh.
Your subclass, I believe, is Inquisitive Rogue. So this isn't a symbol that you would have seen before from them, at least. But you seem to have been marked in some way.
All right. I am probably going to
Lock myself in my room.
This time, I imagine wiping off the doorknob first.
I would say so.
Yeah.
She grabs it again.
Were we all in our rooms when this happened?
Yes, and as you recall,
okay.
the first time you came to the Seaside Inn, Delia lied about having a room already, and so her room is not with all of your rooms. So you guys are nowhere to be found at the moment.
We very pointedly don't know which room she's in.
Yeah, we don't know.
She's in. Yeah, we don't know which room she's in.
So.
Is she still poisoned?
Oh, how the turntables.
But that just impacts her ability to make saving throws and ability checks. Puts her at disadvantage, but if she goes to sleep, it'll
Cool.
go away.
I'm going to go into the room, try to, get the blood off my arms. Think about how I probably should have bought a healing potion tonight. And probably not fall asleep for quite some time.
Okay.
The fuck?
Everybody can get their long rest in.
Okay. I did want to do something before we go to bed.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
In my mushroom-induced state, I am going to unknowingly, like like he's not knowingly doing this, he's going to cast divination.
Okay.
Fourth level spell. And where is it? I ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
So, do you have the material components for this? Which is incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, worth at least 25 gold pieces.
Sure do not. I am out of monies.
Only somebody had incense.
I know.
Spare.
Incense is kind of the least of those things
I
that you
need
would have to
25
have.
gold pieces, which I am at 5. So.
Worth of some kind of offering.
So no, I just ramble.
What question do you ask to the void?
I ask to the void. If we go to the mountain where the Fae people want to go, like, am I going to learn about me?
Yeah, you obviously don't hear anything back.
Oh, I know. I look expectantly until I pass out.
Well, yeah, then you worry, so you won't be want to know.
Ooh.
Okay. Oops. All right. Now everybody can take their long rest.
Wonderful.
Um,
And we level up to level 8.
No. As you take your long rest, you are cured of the poison after the long rest. However, when you wake up, kind of still groggy and sore, essentially, from everything that just happened, the wound in your side seems to have begun to heal for the most part, but you look down at your arms, and the carvings have remained in your arm.
You're muted, Bales.
Okay. Orla's panicking, rubbing at her arm,
Seeing the name Whirl,
knowing that she will not know
know how to explain this. And so she is going to, without thinking about it, sneak out her window
Okay.
to try to avoid the rest of the
group for a little bit.
All right. I won't make you roll for that. I would say that's easy enough to just avoid going down the main stairs. Nobody's going to be looking for you out the window.
Great. And she's going to start to maybe find like a dark alley.
Try to find some individuals kind of wandering around where they're not as seen.
Okay. Let's see. Where you're at, you're close to kind of the docks and things. I mean, in the morning here at this point, there's not a lot of really dark alleys here. I mean, you get like behind the inn, and there's like, so they're not so much alleys. They're a little bit wider than alleys. They're kind of like very narrow roads in between, like the backs of these buildings and things. Are you looking for more of like a sketchier crowd, so to speak?
No, I just want to steal a bunch of money from people.
You just want to stay like hard to find?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy enough for you to do, yeah.
Sneak in and around people, try to stick my hand into pockets,
Get as much money as I
possibly can.
And you try and do some pickpocketing? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check while you're kind of running around.
First one's 27.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So it'll be one generic one as you're kind of
Okay.
making your way through here. A lot of the people that are out here aren't, they're not rich by any means. But I'll say as you kind of are like skimming through people's pockets, just kind of like being hard to see, hard to notice. You walk away with like 25 copper pieces and maybe a silver on top of that.
Okay. And then are there any stores nearby? Shops, clothing shops?
Where you are, not in the immediate vicinity. If you wanted to like venture further out into the city,
Okay.
there's stores that you've kind of been to and things like that.
Any stores with like materials, just like cloth or scarves, wraps of some sort.
Like clothes and things.
I guess anything that could be.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Probably one of the closer ones to you would just be like a general goods store that's out by the docks, which is kind of where you guys are anyway. They
Okay.
sell things mostly for like the people coming in and off the ship, so they don't have to go all the way into town for things. They have a few little things out there, and you definitely find like essentially some bandages that dock workers would use to kind of like wrap their hands or things when they get cuts and things while they're working. You could find like some cloth and bandages there if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah.
It would be like 3 copper for everything that you'd want.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy what I can to wrap around my arms.
Okay.
I love this idea that she sneaks out. She doesn't even worry about spending her money. She just like steals from people and then uses that money to buy the fucking bandages.
You can almost imagine that it's out of like anger, like to give her some sort of relief for the
Sense of
feelings that
control.
she's feeling from last night. Yeah. Sense of control is a good way to put it.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly too, like you don't have like sleeves with your armor and stuff, right? Like you have
No.
like kind of natural.
I have like arms, but like the majority of my arms are free.
So like yeah, whenever you guys do see Whirl, not that she's there at the moment, you would notice that like she has sort of wraps around her arms. No like blood or anything on the bandages or anything like that, but it seems like she's wrapped up her arms for some reason. But I don't know if you're back there yet. Whatever, if you were just keeping to yourself for a little while still.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Okay. You guys have probably already been downstairs for a while at this point, or doing whatever you're doing, collecting your things.
Quick question for the night. If I had offered up my frog carving that I got randomly from the roll.
So the idea is it has something to do with your religion, which your religion is kind of amorphous at the moment. What would be sort of the sacrifice that you are making with that? Like what is the significance of it to you?
The universe gave this to me and I'm giving it back to the universe, man.
All right. I don't know if it's 25 gold pieces worth.
Damn
but
it.
It's a start.
It was worth a shot. All right.
As keep it in mind, and if you find other things that you can include with it, I'll give it to you.
Cool. It was
So you don't need like a full 25 gold from here. You just need something else to like.
We'll see.
To make the spell work. Yeah. So what do you guys are all kind of like gathering your things. You're getting prepped for whatever it is. If you're leaving or whatever, you're probably getting all your stuff together. Whatever you guys are doing with the morning, that's up to you.
Okay. That you're just kind of packing up the stuff that is in his room, like preparing to leave the city before going down into like the main area.
Whirl is just sitting in the lobby. Just sitting.
Well, Nave.
Jess, you're muted.
So, Nave, I know there's a chance we'll be back, but as we get ready to leave, what did you think of your stay in the big city?
This place? Well, lots of things still left to see, but I would say we had our fill of fights, wouldn't you say? That was enough fighting, I think, for me for a while. Enough bugs. I think I saw enough bugs in the sewers. But I would say the academy was the highlight of Galita for me, and I would come back in a heartbeat just for this academy.
I told you would like it. I knew it would impress you. I'm just sorry it took so long to bring you down here.
What did you say, Kami?
I said, I'm sorry. I knew it would impress you, but I'm sorry it took so long for me to bring you down here. But as you can see, I wanted to avoid it because it gets a little crazy here in the big city.
A little crazy?
A
lot crazy. A lot crazy. But I hope.
No, go ahead.
I hope that we can come back soon. And I have a sense that there are a lot of changes underfoot. There's something on the wind here. The city, I fear, or maybe I hope, might look a lot different when we return next time.
Perhaps. I mean, who knows? We could come back and it could be leveled by a dragon.
Not something to joke about, Kami.
Sorry.
We don't know. Well, yes, I think we came here searching for information, and I think we found even more than what we hoped for.
Good. I guess that was my hope for us, for you, coming here. And now, I mean, there's still lots of something to see.
More answers to be found.
Yes, which will probably lead to more questions, which will probably make my head explode. So.
And we have more people. Are they coming with us? Are we traveling together with everyone?
Yes, I imagine that was the plan.
Okay. Our group of 2 is expanded.
Yes, it's not just a duo anymore. We're an army.
We're an army. I like the sound of that.
Yes, it's good to have your squadron.
Hashtag squad.
Hashtag homie squad.
Homie squad.
Bunch of 30-year-olds using hashtag terms.
What? We're so cool.
And Kami, just so you know, just so you're reminded, you're leaving the city right now as a champion.
Oh, I'm on fire. Maybe when this is all done, I take my show on the road and I become the greatest fighter that all of Swordom has ever seen, huh?
Zaire is gonna be. Are you guys in the main area?
Yeah, we're just like water.
Yeah.
So Zaire's gonna be that's the time where I think Zaire's gonna come had overheard the last part of that conversation. And he's gonna come sit down. He's gonna be like, hopefully there's not wells on the road too. Just sit down next to you.
I will have been doing yoga just in a corner somewhere and laugh at the joke.
Oh.
Zaire, you are my greatest challenge.
For us to fight, that would be a dream.
I'm sure that they will come.
And then, do we notice that Delia is looking a little out of sorts? Or Delia, what are you doing right now?
She's just keeping to herself at the moment. You're muted though. Really.
So sorry. I'm literally just sitting and staring into space. Very.
Oh, yeah, you'd notice.
Delia? Delia!
Yes.
Come here.
Hi. Morning.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the journey ahead?
Yeah. Ready as ever.
What?
May, can I talk to you really quick?
Sure.
Just, and I'm gonna
Sure.
pull her aside. And say, no, I don't want to make a big deal of this.
Bills, you can't hear you. Like muffled.
It's tough to hear you.
Yeah, your audio's been real weird all game.
Yeah.
Your hair.
Oh,
What's your hair?
Hair.
Is that what
No,
you're doing?
It's your hair over the mic.
it's literally my hair.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, maybe
It's better. Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. Good. Perfect. Anyways, so I'm just gonna say, so I don't want to worry the rest of the group. And you know, it's probably that we're getting out of here anyways. But as I was going back last night, I was attacked. By someone. Yeah, they got me pretty good. Hurting pretty bad today, but you know, I'm fine. I just wanted to let you know, just in case anything were to happen.
Just in case what? Just in case what?
I don't know. It sounded really threatening. I don't have any details. I don't know what they wanted of me. They just
Bailey. So what they said was the network doesn't forgive and it doesn't forget. And the network is who you had worked with previously. And it was when you all confronted them about trying to help Terrell Bluff out in her inn.
in the lobby.
And they were like, you can't do that.
Mhm.
And this was the network.
Well, it seems they were, getting me back for the actions that I pulled the night in that lobby. They were just trying to help out the people, and it's come back to bite me in the butt. So,
Wait, who was it?
I don't know.
Who was it? You don't know?
I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. They wanted to hurt me, and it's not enough to kill me. It was a threat. So I just think I need to be a little bit quiet, as I always have been. I feel like I've spoken out way too much in this group. I need to just shut my mouth and continue working. So forgive me if I'm a little bit more to myself moving forward, but I just needed to let you know because I don't want anyone else getting hurt.
Okay. Delia, this is scary. Let me see. Let me see your wounds, and then I'm gonna point to your arms. Like, can I help you with this? No. Try again.
Oh.
No.
What about now?
There
Yes.
you go.
Much better.
God. Okay. I'm just gonna pull my arms back and be like, no. My arms are fine. I was able to wrap them up. They're healing.
They certainly don't look fine. And I'm gonna like try and grab them and be like, and here's a potion of healing. So like I'm gonna give you a potion of healing so that you can heal
I'm
yourself
gonna
up.
grab the potion of healing, swig it, and pull my arms back from you and just say, I don't want to be touched right now. I appreciate I really appreciate it, but I'm just really shaken up and I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do. We need to leave.
We're leaving. And Julia, are they coming back for you? You said did you say it was the network? Did you tell me that, or are you keeping that under wraps?
I'll just say they just let me know that the network doesn't forget.
The network doesn't forget. Oh, we've pissed off so many people in this city.
I think my actions from that first night. Like I said, I knew those people. I knew they were with the network. I just need to keep my mouth shut. So moving forward.
Okay.
Less. Just less. I'll be fine.
Well, thank you for telling me. We're going to get out of the city. It's going to be okay. And I really can make any sort of wounds go away, or I can make you look different, or I can use my magic to help you. You just let me know what you need.
Okay.
Okay?
Might
But
take
let's
you on that later.
Hop nose.
okay. All right. You're not just by yourself anymore, Delia. And I'm gonna look at like Kami and Zaire and Ziggy doing yoga and be like, you have a new kind of motley crew.
Interesting. I don't know what that means, but it sounds nice.
It is. So let's get out of here. And we go back to the group. Let's leave Gel Lida.
Ziggy, are you ready to say goodbye to your friends?
Oh, I wasn't doing it with anybody. That was just me in the corner.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, the yoga crew was back at
The other crew's back at the
other one.
rich people one.
Are we warning Timu on the way out, or are we just heading straight out?
I defer to the group.
I'm going to really quickly walk up to what's the guy's name at the desk? Is he still there?
I don't think you guys ever got it, but there is somebody sitting at the desk. Yeah.
Is it the same person as the first night?
No, it's not the same person the first time you were here.
I'm still gonna walk up to the desk and say, "Hi, I've got a quick favor to ask of you.
Yes, of course. What can we do for you?
If anyone comes by, and I'm going to look back at the group, making sure no one's really listening, and just whisper, can you let them know, if they come looking, you haven't heard of anyone by the name of Whirl or Delia?" And then put silver on the counter.
He kind of looks at that, looks up at you. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Perfect. Walk away.
Okay. All right, what are you all doing?
Leaving.
In the frick
Leaving
out
the
of
city. I can send Timu a quick message if it's easier to do that than to go to see him. Okay.
Something at the ready.
Hey, Timu. It's May. Hope you're safe. Stay hidden. We interrogated that guy, and he said that a white dragon.
You got 5 more.
Would attack.
It's so hard to respond to a 25-word message that's sent over 5 minutes.
Literally, whoever's listening to it is like going about their day, and they're just like getting like fucking like fragments of a message.
It's almost like he
Okay.
keeps saying he's about to respond, and then you say more words. He's like, yeah.
I
Okay,
have 2 words left. That's it.
yeah.
3 left.
I have 2 left.
You have 3 left. You're at 22.
3 left. Okay. Unsure. Warn City.
Mhm.
Boom. Nailed it. Nailed it.
There's a long pause. And he says, I think I got that. I'll do my best. Very confused. Doesn't know what to do. But, okay. Consider your warning passed on.
head now?
All right. So you guys are heading out of the city. Where are you heading? Where are you going? What's your plan?
To the open road.
On the road
So-
again.
If I remember correctly, we talked about heading
Some mountain.
due east to Mount Heliona to maybe invest just because we were close by and there's a fake portal there. I don't know, May, did you still need to investigate?
Well, we got more information that the bright portal might be the one that's at the Silver Bog.
Oh, that's a lot farther away.
If that's correct.
I see.
I'm
Yeah,
remembering
you got word that
correctly.
he may have been trying to follow you through there.
Oh, okay.
So I guess perhaps we have two options. One, we can still investigate the Mount Heliona and see if there's anything else to find there. Or potentially head south to Nevis and see just what this Rhyme Fang actually up to.
Mm.
Do you think it's safe to go to Nevis?
No.
No, but we could always pass for one of them. And I hold up the amulet that we took from the guy.
Well, or we don't necessarily need to go marching right into the city, but if we're nearby, we could still maybe scout out something. I don't know. We don't right into the dragon's nest, so to speak.
Flip a coin. I think Delia has a certain coin that we can flip.
I do.
Which
I'll
one?
pull it out.
What do they say on each side again?
I think it says one side says remember to live, and the other side says remember you will die.
So the wood's the bog, the other
Smiley
option.
face on one side for the live and a skull for remember you will die.
So
Ooh.
remember you will die is Nevis and the Ryan Fang, and the smiley face is and remember you will live is the the bog or the mountain?
The mountain.
And the mountain.
The mountain.
See.
Oh wait, do we agree that this will decide our fate?
Sure. Why not?
I love putting the world in the universe's hands, man.
All right.
Maeve's just
I don't really leave my decisions to chance like this.
well, majority wins.
But we can see.
All right. I will assign numbers to a D. Roll a D4 for me.
Oh.
3.
Comes up as remember you will live. Remember to live. Sorry, remember to live.
Remember to live.
I combined both of them.
The mountain it is.
Okay.
Mount Heliana. Let's see what we can find.
Okay.
All right. So, what's your montage song for traveling?
On the way.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get copyrighted. Shit, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't sing Disney. It's not allowed.
Just kidding.
Ziggy has like the National Parks album just like playing in the background.
So as you guys begin to travel outside the city, you're passing through sort of the outskirts of the immediate kind of city area, and then into sort of the farmlands and things on the outskirts, and you come to what seems to be a guard checkpoint. The Gel Lida city guard seems to have come out this way, and they seem to have set up some sort of checkpoint. And as you guys all kind of approach, they just kind of stop you, and one of the guards kind of just steps out to talk to you, and he says, "You all are leaving Gel Lida, it appears.
Yes, sir, we are.
And can I ask what your business was in the city?"
Yes, well, I believe we all came for different reasons, none of which mattered in the grand scheme of things, if you talk to any member of the city guard, I'm sure they will tell you that we were the group who was involved in the situation that happened at the academy with the professor. We were instructed to remain in the city to aid the investigation, which we were happy to oblige and to do. And now that the investigation is over, we are exercising our right to leave the city.
Very well. You mind if I ask, are you guys passing through, or do you have business in these parts?
No immediate business per se. Mostly looking to just get out of the city for a little while. We've been cramped up for at least the last week.
Well, we're out here investigating some potential disruptions to Gel Lida's resources, and if you see anything strange or out of the ordinary, anything that seems like shouldn't be here, just let us know.
Absolutely. We're grateful to you for doing your due diligence. Thank you for your service to the city.
Stay safe out there. And he kind of, he's never really like kind of in front of you. He didn't really, it wasn't like a hostile stop or anything like that, but he kind of just like waves you on, like go about your business type of thing. So it seems like there's some sort of guard presence here in the outskirts of Gel Lida at the moment.
Okay.
All right. You guys are headed to Mount Heliana. Let me ask you all this. Has anybody prepared any sort of like cold weather clothing? Any sort of method or plan for dealing with cold weather while you're out there? Anything like that?
No.
Besides Kami?
Oh, we're so prepared.
Kami's just bare chested with just these gauntlets, just like ring it on.
Question: as someone who travels around a lot, would I have been south and gotten that stuff before having moved it?
I mean, you carry like most of your things with you. You'd have like blankets and things probably at the very least for you.
Yeah, that. Also, I'm really hairy. I know my mini doesn't show it, but that's just because Hero Forge doesn't let you put hair on things.
Does
Hero Forge, get on it.
Get in the comments.
Get in the
Heard it.
comments.
Here to hear first. Is it much colder than the peaks of Grounds Peak Mountain?
You're not sure. You've never been.
Oh, great.
So we'll find out.
Who could never be sure?
I have a blanket in my pack.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I guess
something
I've been
to keep in mind
traveling.
as you travel to the mountain.
Yeah, I should have gone to the store to get some stuff.
Just curious. Just checking.
It's gonna be cold.
It's finna be cold.
It's gonna be cold.
Just joking. Just joking.
I'm just joking.
Eat the whole thing.
House that burger.
Okay. So you all begin traveling the road to Mount Heliana. I will say you encounter a few towns, few people kind of on your way through there. For the most part, everybody just seems to kind of be going about their business. All the political tension that's going on in the on the continent at the moment seems like these people are just like that's city people stuff. Like this is we're gonna nobody really eyes you guys with any sort of distrust. Just people going about their business, going about their day, and whatever political tensions exist seem to exist kind of among the big cities. And these people are just like, whatever happens, we're gonna keep going about our lives here. A lot of them are pretty friendly out here. They get a lot of travelers coming through, and so they, people occasionally will in small villages, they may offer you to stay there if you wanted to stay there overnight. It would be like usually very, very cheap if you wanted to, or if you guys wanted to camp out as you're traveling, that's up to you. Um,
I would say as I'm going through each village, and I would have done this if I came through them at any point, is just like druid crafting flowers in whatever like yards they have, like whatever green spaces they have in their villages. I just like druid craft pretty flowers,
yeah,
and
as
I
you
would
kind of
have done that if I came through here before.
yeah, as you're kind of traveling through, Ziggy kind of turns into like Gandalf in the Shire. Like
Aw.
kids just kind of like as he kind of is like druid crafting some things, like a couple of kids notice and they kind of like come over and
Aww.
druid craft some more flowers, and then they go get their friends, and like before you guys manage to leave the village, you got like 5 or 6 of the village kids are kind of like following Ziggy around as he like
I do.
crafts
As
flowers
we're
and things.
leaving, it's that scene right in the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring, and we're like leaving the town, like, oh, Gandalf, Gandalf, and I do like starlight fireworks behind me as we're leaving.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, so Ziggy makes a few friends along the way, and like I said, the kids especially love all your little tricks and things that you're able to do. Um, and I'll say after a few days of traveling, um, you see the rise of the mountain come before you, and um, you've slowly kind of been like entering the foothills of the mountain, and this one large peak is kind of like the main feature on the horizon at this point. Um, and there is a number of ways, kind of roads that kind of lead around the mountain. As you kind of approach it, there's some paths that seem to kind of cut up into the hills of the mountain a little bit. Um, you're going up into the mountain? Are you just kind of like here to explore? What's your plan when you get here?
I think we're trying to find evidence of the portal.
Yeah.
The portal. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
are we ready to go up this mountain right now? I mean, this looks daunting. It's freaking cold, you guys. I didn't think about this.
Is there like a, for lack of a better term, like an Everest town, like right at the like at the like before summiting, where like people would have like shops set up to like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sell this kind of stuff?
Not that you can see here.
Hmm.
Doesn't seem
Or
to be
on
much
the
along the
yeah.
base here. Like you passed through like the last couple villages prior to this, and now you're kind of up in the hills, and like you may see like smoke rising in the distance every now and then with like a small house or something, but like it is few and far between at this point.
Can we have stopped
Have
at
we have
one of
exactly. Yeah, that's what, that's what I'm wondering.
we go back. We spend time to go
Yeah,
back to one of the.
we spent time to go back because we realized it's going to be really
It's fucking
cold and
cold,
we
dude.
need to have a little bit more warmth.
Okay. Yes, those of you that require cold weather clothing. um, I will say
Coda.
probably be.
Called a bear.
So who needs cold weather
Oh.
stuff?
You tell me. Do I need cold weather stuff based on what I have?
I would say for like if you're going up a mountain, you'd probably
Yeah,
want something a little bit more substantial.
I definitely like boots. Like I'm probably fine like up top, like maybe just like wearing my blanket like a kind of like a poncho, but like I definitely need some like boots because I just have like fantasy Birkenstocks on right now.
Okay. Um, Tommy's fine, and Zay, are you gonna just like you confident that it's probably not that much colder than what you're used to?
Yeah, I'm not confident, but like I don't know. Do they even have stuff at the shops that would fit in Arakakra?
They don't have things that are like made for Aarakocra, but you could like get something that might suffice
I'll
if you
have
wanted.
maybe something small just in case I end up having issues. I'm not too worried, but who knows? I don't really know how much taller it is than Grounds Peak.
So May and Whirl, you guys would probably each end up spending about like 3 silver apiece for like a full kind of get up. I'll say Zaire and Ziggy, you probably each drop just 1 silver for what you need.
1 silver.
And Kami's just out here being his sexy self.
Oh yeah.
Doing snow angels, being
So
like, it's too
unconcerned about
warm.
cold. Yeah, so this is like, and it's not like fancy stuff either. I mean, it's stuff that you're able to kind of like pick up that people make from like their like pet alpaca fur. Like it's not like it's
Good
not
stuff.
like fancy stuff. But yeah, so eventually you guys don your cold weather clothing, and you decide to head up into the mountain. Is that kind of
That's the plan.
Hmm. Looking for any signs of a portal.
okay? Let's go with
I'll definitely
investi-
be like keeping watch, like perception wise, if there's an opportunity for it.
So you're gonna be investigating to find
The
the
portal.
portal.
I'll
So I'll
keep an eye
say
out looking for danger while they're
sure.
looking for.
2 people want to make investigation checks.
I can.
I can make one.
Okay. So we'll do Zaire and May will each make their checks.
Hey, Ziggy, high five.
High five, book lady.
$24.
Oh, and I rolled a 12.
Okay. Ziggy, give me a perception check while you're out here as well.
Perception. Can I guide myself?
I'm gonna say no because you just guided.
Okay, I didn't know if it was all part of the same thing. Doesn't matter. I got a 15 plus 8 is 23.
Okay. You guys take to the mountain, and there's some paths that you kind of follow on your way up. Some tracks that looks like people have been up this mountain before. And you're looking for anything vaguely fey or out of the ordinary, something that might hint at some sort of presence of the portal or anything like that. And I mean, it's kind of like a needle in a haystack sort of thing. I mean, this is a very large haystack, and you're looking for a very specific needle. And so I'm going to say there's a number of days that you guys are kind of traversing the mountainside. And Zaire, you do pretty well as you're up here. It's not too different from the Crown's Peaks and, flying at altitude that you're familiar with. The rest of you guys, it starts to get pretty cold. Very good thing that you guys bought the cold weather gear, especially after a night or two of camping on the mountainside and continuing to search. However, as you climb higher and higher, you notice as the clouds kind of shift for a day, there seems to be like steam of some kind or smoke or something that seems to be kind of rising. And it's the first kind of like almost unnatural thing that you've seen since you've been up here. And so it kind of catches your attention, and you begin sort of following that. And you approach it, and you notice that it is actually 2 different things. There is steam that seems to be rising from some sort of almost like natural hot spring-esque type of thing, as well as what looks to be darker smoke. And as you kind of approach the area that it's in, you see a sort of a small contingent of what look like soldiers of some kind that seem to be almost like stationed up here. They seem to be like cooking over the fire that you see the smoke from. And they are positioned around what looks like a natural hot spring with almost like a waterfall coming down into it. That's also seems to be kind of giving off this steam. So they're kind of like insulated in this little sort of like cliff face with the hot spring behind them. And Ziggy, you see them first, but as you guys kind of like are approaching the area, there's like almost like an alarm goes off. Not a real alarm, but like an alarm spell. As Ziggy, you see them, and then you notice them kind of like turn towards where you guys are coming up, and you hear, by order of the Lupidian Company, stay where you are,
All right, my dudes, chill out.
and we're gonna end it there tonight.
Ooh.
And
Oh no, Kami does not look happy. Look, oh no.
Not
You
again.
said Lupidium Company?
The
Yeah.
Lupidium Company.
Those is the people that hired the Rat Man.
Yeah.
Well, not these particular guys, but
What are they doing up here?
Those are questions we're gonna answer on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon, what the Dragon Ball Z.
Woo!
All
And we're
right, well,
streaming next week?
Next week, and then we're gonna have a long break after that, I believe.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
2-week break.
That's the
So
plan.
Sunday, May 14th. To all the homies.
Yeah.
Before we
Hey,
take our
hey,
spring break,
hey.
Spring break.
Very good.
Woo!
late
So much
early
work.
summer break. I don't know.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Wait. Michael, wait. We need to do a group photo.
Randy